All right, how is everybody today? So, well, it is Friday, and on top of that, well, it's disc replay time. Yeah, so today they are doing, for their weekend sale, Blu-rays and box sets are half off. So, yeah, so we'll go check that out here in a little bit. But I figured, before we do that, let's hit the local Goodwill and let's see what type of stuff that they have. All right, so if there's anything, we'll add it into the video today. And so with that, you guys, we'll check back in here in a little bit. All right. Alrighty, so we are back, folks. Yeah, so hit some pretty good deals on the half-off sale at Disc Replay, and, well, let's just say Goodwill was a small hit as well. So let's go through and see what we got. So let's do Goodwill first, shall we? Just a couple of DVDs, nothing too major, and a couple of books, which is pretty cool. Alright, so first up we have a classic Sergio Leone Western that I've only heard about, but I've never actually seen. Apparently it's the uncut edition. But here we have Once Upon a Time in the West, the special collector's edition, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, oh, Jason Robards is in it, Henry Fonda, Charles Bronson. That actually looks like a pretty good movie. Then up next we have, well, a movie that I don't think I've actually seen this particular version of the movie, but, what can I say? It goes along with some of the other DVD cases that I have, and it goes along with it. So here we have the original film from 1956, or rather in this case a few years later, with the American scenes added into it. We have the original Godzilla King of the Monsters. Yeah, this is from the classic media and SMV release or whatever. So what can I say, though? It looks pretty cool, and cover art's awesome. So what can I say? It's Godzilla. And then finally we have a new horror film to add to the Asian horror section. Yeah. Here we have a movie from the director of The Grudge. We have Toby Rebirth. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I just saw it and I'm like, huh, it looks weird and creepy, and it's from the guy who did The Grudge, so it ought to be good. All right, so now let's do the books. 2 books this time. Yeah. What can we say? It's The Doctor. Yeah, you should know what that is. So I found this. This is actually pretty cool. Here we have, I think this is part of the 50th anniversary edition of Doctor Who, but it was in really good condition. We have a Doctor Who Adventures in Space and Time, the first Doctor's source book. Yeah, this thing is pretty cool. I mean, it's got loads of great pictures and a whole bunch of cool information about every single episode of the Doctor, of the first Doctor, William Hartnell, and a whole bunch of different characters and whatnot. And I believe this might actually go with a game, I think, of some sort, but I'm not quite sure. All I know is that it said Doctor Who, and it had the first Doctor's source book. That's all I know. So I grabbed that. And then we have from writer Cameron K. McEwen, I believe is how you pronounce it. Here we have the Who's Who of Doctor Who. Yeah, this book is pretty cool. I'm like, sweet. So this is it's got illustrations in here too. Dude, that's awesome. Oh wow, look at this artwork. Here we have the 9th Doctor there. Let's see here, who else do we have? Surely we've got to have some of the others in here. The Doctors, yeah. Let's see here. Well, of course, we have the first Doctor with William Hartnell there. But, thanks to Tubi, you can watch all the classic Who on there right now for free. Yeah, so get it while you can. Alrighty, so now let's go to Disc Replay. Yeah, So we got several movies here. Not bad at all for half off. All right. So first up, well, let's get the TV series out of the way. I had no idea that this was even out or that it was even getting released. All I know is that it was on Netflix. Couldn't wait to watch it, and then I completely forgot about it. All right. So first up, we have the complete first season of The Sandman. Yeah, based off of the awesome uh, graphic novel series by Neil Gaiman, and of course, got a few extras in there. But I had no idea that this was even getting released on physical media. And lo and behold, $5. Oh yeah, like that's awesome. Alrighty, so then up next we have, well, as of right now, it's actually the final film in the DCEU series before it gets all rebooted, which is technically, this is the final one. But we have the Blue Beetle. Yeah, got this for like $4 in the end, so like that's not bad. Then we have Universal's latest version of their Sacred Vampire. Yeah. Here we have The Last Voyage of Dementor. Yeah, it's the newest Dracula film that they've done, and it looked like a lot of fun. And so I'm like, sweet. So gotta add that to the Universal Monsters collection. Yeah, anything that has like Frankenstein or Mummy or Dracula or whatever, I just put it all together in one big Universal Monsters section. It doesn't matter if it's done through BBC or whatever. If it's any one of those characters, I just put it all together because it's easier to find that way. And then, surprise, surprise, their 4Ks were also half off too. So I'm like, sweet. Been wanting to see this movie. I hope it's good. But what can we say though? It turned out to be basically almost kind of like another Rocky type of movie. But based on a true story. But we have from director Neil Blomkamp, we've got Gran Turismo. Yeah, hopefully this latest video game adaptation is really good. From what I hear, it's supposed to be really, really good. And luckily, all the racing scenes were done for real. So there you go. And then, well, speaking of racing movies, I have been wanting to find this movie forever, and I'm finally glad I did. And what can we say? I've seen Grand Prix, which is one of my favorite old school racing movies, but I've never seen this one. But here we have, starring the late Steve McQueen, we have Le Mans. Yeah, so not bad at all. I think I paid like $4 for this, which isn't bad. Gran Turismo, I got that for like $3. I'm like, sweet. And finally, the last two here. Well, I've got the entire series except for this one. And, well, what can we say? It's glad it's kind of nice to kind of figure out to figure out more of how he became the notorious, supposed serial killer. But what can we say, though? I didn't think we were actually ever going to get a 10th movie in this series. But we have Saw 10. Yeah. Haven't seen that one yet. So, and finally, this movie, I had no idea it was even getting released on Blu-ray at this point. But I was like, you know what? What the heck? Just going ahead and grab it. And lo and behold, good thing I did because I heard somebody was actually looking for it while I was in the store. So I'm like, oh, sweet. And so here we have the final film in the franchise. Thankfully, I have all of them on Blu-ray, and I have, all of them on DVD at this point. But finally nice to see the final film, which I have not seen yet. I mean, I hope it's good. But here we have Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Yeah. I was kind of looking on the back of this, and what's kind of cool about it is that it's got its documentary, but it actually also includes on here the complete isolated score from John Williams. So if this ever is his last film score that he does, thank God Disney did something right by putting the man's final work all together with no sound effects, no dialogue, no nothing. Just good old-fashioned John Williams music. So there you go. Alrighty. Well, what can we say? Not a bad haul, for, being half off. Indiana Jones, I paid, I think, 5 for it in the end. So I'm like, hey, that's not bad at all. There was one other Blu-ray that I did get as well, but that's being put away for a Christmas gift. So, which I won't show what it is. So, yeah, so overall, not a bad haul, not really that bad at all. So. Alrighty, so that is it for this update here. Yeah, I think this might be the first update for December, I think. Probably not to expect too many more updates, well, because, it's the end of the year, and, not a whole lot of stuff is out that I'm looking for as of right now, because, well, some of these that I got in this video here were stuff, I was looking for. I think there may be only 1 or 2 other movies that are coming out that I want that got released this year, but I don't think they're getting released until next year, I believe. But I do have a pre-order coming next year. Yeah, the little sneak peek as to what it is. But let's just say it has something to deal with swords, and yeah, it's a classic movie. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. It's a classic movie with swords and ancient times and sorcery and, what can we say? Alrighty, so that is it for me to you for now. And for that, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification button. And with that, I'll see you later.